Hey guys, welcome back to Tip Tuesday. My name is Matthew Sturkey with Stone Mill Log and Timber Homes. A few weeks ago, we were in our construction series and we talked about foundation wall finishes and the different options. We're going to get back into our construction series and talk about subfloor framing options and what are the tips and what are the best options that are available to you. So every site's going to be a little different, and what is going to be better for one client might be different for another based on budget goals, based on site topography. If you got a really level site, you might end up putting a slab floor in. Certainly, if you're farther south into Florida and South Georgia and South Alabama, slab construction can be a little bit more common. And then what is going to be the most efficient for your plan, most structurally efficient for your plan from a design standpoint based on the spans of your design. So let's get into talking about the different option. The first one that you see here is just conventional 2x lumber, whether it's SPF, whether it's yellow pine, whether it's Doug fir. The members, the 2x members, whether it's 2x10 or 2x12, are going to be dependent on the span that you're trying to achieve per the plan and the engineering requirements and the load requirements for that framing. So 2x material, as you can see in this image, is option. This is going to be probably the most traditional, and it's probably going to be the most cost effective, but it may not get you the larger spans that you need. Plus, you're not going to be able to drill holes in it and run electrical and plumbing like you can with a web truss. So this is going to be more structurally limited in the spans that you can achieve with this particular framing. And it's going to be the more cost-effective option. So this is certainly one option of several. The next one is, as I said, a slab construction. This would be really more site specific. If you're not doing a crawl space and you're not doing a lower level like a basement, and you're farther south and you're in Florida or you're in South Georgia or even in the Southeast region and you want to do a slab floor, the couple of advantages to this are obviously going to be you eliminate anything underneath and you've got a really sound floor that you put your finished flooring over. Some of the downsides are going to be you have to rough in all of your plumbing and all of your electrical, and this does not give you an area that you can run mechanical in like you can with a conventional subfloor. If you're doing a crawl space or a lower level. So slab construction is very common in the Southeast and farther south in the southern region. And certainly another option that you might have, but is very site specific, to your topography of your site. It only really works with very level sites, as you can see here by this picture. The next option is going to be what we call a TJI, truss joist I-beam. It's an engineered product. It's a wood I-beam with a flange on the top and the bottom. It is an engineered product, very quiet, very strong. And as you can see, there are holes that you can knock out, what we call knockouts in the TGIs, that you can run electrical, that you can run plumbing. Certainly, you're going to be limited in the size of the holes based on the size of the TGI. And these are very strong, so you can achieve greater spans with certain heights in the TGIs and with certain spacing. So this would be considered a stronger engineered floor system product that a lot of people are using, and certainly not as cost effective as doing a just conventional 2x lumber floor, but certainly gives you a lot more structural flexibility for the spans and gives you a lot of flexibility with mechanical and with plumbing and electrical, not mechanical. So this is the third option that you see in this image for a TGI beam. And then the last that we're going to talk about today is your typical web truss. And this is a pre-engineered product. It's got webbing, so the webbing makes it great to run plumbing and mechanical and electrical all in the web truss so that you don't have to come back up underneath the floor system. This is an engineered product, so it's extremely strong. You can clear span greater distances when you've got a much more expansive footprint or a much more expansive plan. Again, these are all going to be engineered per the plan. They're probably going to be your most cost prohibitive, but going to give you more flexibility with the spans that you have and you're trying to achieve, and with all your MPE, which is your mechanical, plumbing, and electrical. So web trusses are definitely an option to consider as well. So we've kind of gone through the 4 basic options. There are other options out there we're not going to talk about today, but how do you determine what's right for you? And what I would say, and the tip for the day, is just figure out from a budget standpoint what's going to fit within that budget. I would say if you want the flexibility of a web truss to incorporate mechanical and plumbing and electrical and to achieve a greater span with less point loads potentially in that floor system, I would start your budgeting number with a web truss in the estimate, in the turnkey good faith estimate, and then see where your budget falls and if you can stick and keep those web trusses in there. That's going to give you greater flexibility. You're going to be able to achieve greater spans with it. But if you need to cut costs, then you can always look to move down to a 2x lumber, framing lumber system. Nothing wrong with it. It's just going to be a little bit more limited in what it can do and not going to be able to span as large a distances. So hopefully this has been helpful. These are the different options. Again, I would more importantly recommend to consult with your general contractor on what's best for you and your site and your budget. Consult with, if you're serving as an owner builder, consult with your framing contractor. They will prepare the foundation and the subfloor for us to come in and start building the log and timber skeleton. And certainly we will incorporate whatever floor system is going to be used in our design process to show what is going to be used. And then that plan will eventually be engineered and stamped for you to be able to pull permits with. So hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks for joining us for Tip Tuesday this week. We look forward to you joining us next week for more Tip Tuesday. Until then, as always, stay safe and healthy and take care. See you then.